So sometimes when you go out to train, there's just a mismatch. One player is really strong, the other player is just not quite up to that level. You can still do things to make it super productive and make it interesting back and forth. Even for the stronger player, you can throw in restrictions or stipulations. And that's what we're gonna do today for Scott, because he's the stronger player. And if you watched the previous video on this channel, you saw him play a match against Joel. Even though Joel and I had a really good game plan, Scott was still too strong and kind of overpowered Joel. So in this match play, Scott has two different stipulations, and you can mix and match this however you want. Stipulation number one is Scott has to hit slice backhands. Any ball that comes to his left side, he can't hit topspin, it's gotta be a slice. And then number two, he has to win the point within his first two shots. So let me explain really quick. So serve counts as one, and then on his next shot, if the ball comes back in play, he just loses the point.
Serve +1, really capitalizing on setting up play.
Or return +1. So return is ball number one for Scott, and then he has one more ball to finish the point. And if not, then he just loses the point. So we're putting a premium on defense for Joel, and we're putting a premium on offense for Scott.
It works out really well too, because not only are beyond the offense and defense, Scott gets to work on his slice backhand, which ordinarily he probably wouldn't.
Yay!
Right? And then meanwhile, Joel is working on exploiting a weaker side, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times we get out there, someone has a huge forehand and their backhand is weaker. Joel has an identifiable strategy at this point.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens, huh?
It's gonna be fun,
Yeah, it's gonna be
especially for Scott.
That's a big serve.
I actually like this setup a lot because it forces him to shorten the points, which goes against his normal MO.
Yeah.
He would rather grind.
Well, and to this point, what he said in the last video too, it's like if he rested on his laurels and like knew that he could get away with hitting the ball in the middle of the court, he would do so, and that doesn't help him at all.
Sitting right. Yeah. It doesn't help stretch his like comfort zone at all.
And he's playing at a level now where he's playing some of the younger juniors and stuff though, and it's like he gets out here against, that's tough.
Jeez.
He gets out against, you know, the 20-year-old local college kid. Like he's gonna have to play first strike tennis. So he might not be fully comfortable, but you know.
But that's kind of the point, I feel like. Like he's the stronger player, and so the whole point of the stipulations is to take away some of his comfort.
100%. He's also a child.
Man child.
Man child.
Get it back, Joel. Good shot.
That's a good serve.
I think the way you just said it is perfect. Like the whole point is to have him exit his comfort zone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point? Like if he can just grind and sit where he wants to sit and play shot tolerance, you know, tennis.
Oh, that's tough.
So of course he's just gonna tree, just like a spike tree.
A saber chip and charge to a punched volley winner. I think what Scott's learning is he should play like this all the time.
I know, right?
Just be extremely aggressive.
Is this really so bad? What's he complaining about?
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's a good dipper.
Joel's like the student you want for every lesson.
Yeah, he's just
It's the attention, the effort level, like he's a good athlete, you know, like you got a lot to work with, like coachability standpoint, athletic standpoint.
Eager to learn. Like you can tell he's like hanging on, like, okay, well you tell me now. Like you're clearly like no, he's enjoying himself now. But this is the same way, like when we...
Good serve, Joel.
Oh, because yeah, you're right. Yeah, because you don't have the ability to drop to the two. But the same way that when people are like, Nadal gets upset in the first round by 300 in the world at some random tournament or whatever else, like these are things that we see happen, is that person that is punching well.
Hey-o. That's a manly break there, Baxter.
It's pretty clean, dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, so if I'm 300 in the world, any opportunity I'm getting with Rafa, I'm taking. I'm trying to get ahead in the point. That's what Scott's doing here. It's what he's practicing. It's like, okay, I've got a weaker ball. I'm going to go after it.
Good ball.
And that's how we see those upsets.
But you never know. So the reason why we set this up was because there was a clear ability difference between Scott and Joel. So let's just say that the next time Scott goes out to train, the tables are totally turned. And he's hitting against somebody who's a clear level above him. Or maybe it's his tournament, first round, tournament match. And his normal strategy of redirect and grind is just completely, it's not effective at all.
Right.
Well, what is he going to have to do? He's going to have to do exactly what he's doing right now and play first strike tennis.
Yep. Oh, and it's getting against a younger man. I mean, it's not
Sure.
spring chicken anymore. He gets against a 20-year-old. It's like,
Right.
Guess what? I'm a cooker too.
He doesn't
That's
want a
exactly
2.5 hour
what
match. Yeah.
Get out of there, Joel. Get out of there.
Good serve. Kenny's got the best seat in the house right there.
He does.
Feels good.
See what Joel just did? No, he just jumped over 8 feet to his right. Yeah. Oh, call that out.
Yeah, that was questionable.
It was out. If they're both questioning it, I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and say it was out.
100%. And as soon as Scott asked me if it was in, I'd been like, no, actually, I think it might have pushed that a little wide.
Sir, the funny thing is the games haven't been a lot closer. And kudos to Scott for manning up and just doing what he's had to, just do what he has to do. And he's converted on most of it.
But I think there's a little bit of, you take off the restrictor plate and it's like, you're free. You have to. This is what you have to do. So, that, I think it's a lot of times where players are like, I don't know why in the warm-up I thought, no way.
Get it back! No! That's what, the second ball? Or the second point that's actually gone the distance?
That went the whole
out
way.
of 3 games,
Yeah.
yeah. So, Scott has actually been really effective in taking the restrictions we've given him and just doing what he has to do.
Yeah, he's playing well. It's so funny though. It's just getting that permission to swing though, right?
Yeah.
It's like in practice, I don't care if I miss. I get to do this 30 more times. I'm going to continue. I'll feed into the ball, hit into the ball. It's like just need permission.
Something to be said about not having a choice and just being like, well, I'm just gonna go. I gotta do it. So. Forcing it for more errors.
Yeah.
Here we go, Joel. Here we go. Come on.
Mother of who?
Boogeyman play.
You call it the boogeyman?
Boogeyman, yeah. That was Scott's play there.
Yeah. I like
Sharp
that.
and
Yeah. Just be big and scary.
boogie, boogie, boogie.
A boogie to the net. There you go. That's a good serve.
Oh, I like that. That's a tough play. That's gotta be it.
Oh! How good is that chip and charge getting though, huh? might charge you for this film shoot.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Big return. Press him a little bit. I think he's actually getting a little bit tired from like
Could be.
the momentum of like hit, get in, like
Sure,
like, everything's real ramped
It's
up.
a different tempo than he's used to.
Yeah.
Come on, come on. Yeah.
Ian's
won.
so happy. An extended pass 3.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
That's big serve. That's smart too. I mean, why not just go more body, get a short ball, and know that you can put away the next ball? Not to hit an ace.
Yeah, I agree. Let's play like the medium plus serve.
Yeah.
Or just do that.
Yep. I like it.
Percentage is just going to be a lot lower than that on that serve.
Yeah.
Don't injure him. Jeez. Joel's pumped. The double-double. I mean, if I was coaching this guy, I'd like to see him do that on the first serve, just to work on the +1, part of it.
Yeah.
Like that was a great example there. Joel's not going to hit a winner off the return on a medium, Scott kick serve.
Yeah, I mean, raise the first serve percentage by
Right.
taking a little bit off, but guaranteeing you're getting a ball that's in your wheelhouse that you can conclude on. And the forced error, guys out there, forced errors. It's not about winners here. It's like if it's a winner, fantastic. But the goal is just trying. A good stretch. Is trying to force the opponent into an error. That's how the game is played.
I mean, this is great. I feel like we've equalized it pretty well.
Yeah.
Outside of the 10 minutes of stream, in protest, that's got good.
There's definitely
It's
some
just
protest.
stubborn stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm no statistician.
Statistician.
I'm no Craig O'Shaughnessy, but Jules just not used to seeing that.
It's all back to 0. Evens up. Yeah, you notice like Joel's swing is actually getting bigger the more Scott's delivered it.
Yeah,
It's like-
right. It's just kind of a panic response. Yeah. He does the same thing at the net.
Yeah.
It's just something for him to work on. Like the more stress he's under, the more he needs to calm down.
Yeah. Where it's there, like, take 5 steps back maybe and block returns in.
Sure.
And then be like, hey, all right, cool, you got to hit a winner from, 3 feet from the baseline.
No.
Pretty good. Well done, boys. Well done. All right, gents, honest assessment. How was it?
I enjoyed it. I was like trying to figure out a jigsaw puzzle. Honestly, it was fun.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
entertaining to watch for sure.
There's definitely a takeaway. I mean, I still got, I think, beat pretty bad, but I learned something, and it was a different type of match having these circumstances in play.
Yeah, I was just processing, man, like I'm old now, and if I'm playing a young gun, that strategy may actually be the correct strategy. Like somebody who's got good ground strokes and is going to outgrind me, like I should be trying to punch them in the face with the very first ball of the point and ending it as soon as possible versus the long points I would normally set myself up for. So I was like thinking about, as I was practicing this, I was like, man, like if I had to play an 18-year-old D1 player right now, this is probably the right strategy.
First strike.
Serve a little bit bigger on both first and second. Look to attack that second ball at all costs, knowing that that is your only option to win.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's funny because I'm playing you as a high level 4-0 or low level 4-5, and I'm thinking like, oh, these are actually the strategies I need to beat a high level 5-5. So it's very interesting how we can take such a disparity in skill level
Right.
and train, and it's actually really good for what I'm trying to do with my game.
For me, 3 things jumped out. First of all, number 1, it's easy to say on court, I'm going to have a plan, but when the plan is so obvious, he doesn't have a backhand anymore,
Right.
hit to it, it really makes you pay attention in a way you wouldn't before. The second thing is that even when you have an obvious plan, it can still be hard to execute. Like,
sure.
And the third thing is knowing that if I could just get that second ball back, I would win the game. I think too often in a match, we think like this shot has to be awesome and killer, and sometimes getting the ball back can be what you need to progress and maybe even win that game. And it gave me a little extra boost to know I didn't have to do so much.
Smart. Yeah, it's good.
It's a good strategy because most players truly will beat themselves if you just let them. We filmed a separate video a while back called the Rule of 3, and it's like one of our more simple videos, but the concept, and you can click the link up above to check the video, but the very short summary is just put the ball in the court 3 times before you try something silly. There's a good chance your opponent will miss before you needed to do anything else.
Plus the guy comes out just throwing missiles, and then it's the Mike Tyson quote of everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
That's right.
Which, well, I mean, you're on, and that's. But I like the idea. I said over with Ian, if you get Nadal first round on a clay court tournament, and you're hovering outside of the 150, 300
Your strategy's not long cross-court
the first opportunity you have, you better get control of that point because you're not
get to the net.
Yeah, you're not winning points extended past 6, and then, I think we got to see a little bit of that. That was fun to watch, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice. Thanks for coming up with that.
Yeah. Good job, Ian.
Good job, guys. It's fun to watch.
Let's get dinner.
Let's go get some drinks and a little grub. Guys,
See you
thanks
guys
for
next
watching.
time.
We'll see you soon.